toughen.com. These are the Dallas Mavericks. These aren't. This is Ramek and Ara. Here's our 2007-2008 preview for probably one of the top teams in the West.
If not the top team in the West?
That's arguable. Dallas Mavericks, let's talk about their big hoss. Dirk Nowitzki.
Are you going to come out and tell me he's a cancer?
No, I'm going to tell you he's solid, but...
Can he recover from his poor playoff performance?
For the past 2 years.
MVP last year, kind of embarrassed to take the MVP it looked like.
I'd be embarrassed if my owner came and started crying.
He didn't show up in the playoffs. But I still think Dirk Nowitzki, top 5 player in the league.
Definitely top five player in the league, but that's not what takes teams to the playoffs and the championship. I.e. Kobe, you know.
I think it was a fluke them getting bounced in the first round by Golden State last year. I think Dallas is going to do some damage this year. But let's talk about Kobe since you brought it up. Nice little segue, Aura.
Sure, go ahead.
Dallas threw a little offer on the table for the Lakers trying to get Kobe.
For what?
They offered Josh Howard, Jason Terry, and a number of picks.
No, forget that. That's
well, Jerry Buss said, and I quote, "Let me think about it." Came back and said, "I'm going to need a little more."
I mean,
but imagine a team with Kobe and Dirk Nowitzki.
No. The only way I do that trade from the Lakers is if I take Dirk Nowitzki.
There's no way you're getting Dirk Nowitzki.
I don't want anyone else on the team. They don't match up. The Josh Howard and Jason Terry and stuff aren't selling tickets. But anyway, let's move on to Jason Terry, Arizona. This guy was awesome. I just don't think he's a true point guard.
He may not be a true point guard, but you look at his numbers last season, quietly, this guy is putting up decent numbers.
16 and 5. I mean, I like the 16 in that high-powered offense, but you know what? 5 assists from my point guard. I mean, and if you move to shooting guard, you bring in what's his name, Devin Harris. Then
Devin Hester.
Devin Harris. I mean, I don't know what they just signed Devin Harris to a longer contract and 10 points, 3 assists. They don't have a guy on this team that's dropping dimes.
But you think about it,
8-9 dimes.
But you think about it, how many guys are there in the league that can drop 8-9 dimes? There's maybe 4. Tony Parker does not drop 8-9 dimes.
He drops dimes, at least 6-7.
I guarantee you Tony Parker drops no more than 5.
When we do our Tony Parker Spurs, watch out for that.
I'm saying the only guys in the league, you got Steve Nash, you got Deron Williams, you got Andre Miller, and I can't think of anybody else that drops 8-9 dimes. So if you're giving me 5 dimes but giving me 16 points, I'll take that.
Alright, I mean that's the difference between a championship team and a playoff team. Let's talk about why the hell did they give Devin George another contract? Just for a year? Don't you remember when Shaq said this guy's the worst player in the NBA?
He did say that.
He went on the record and said this guy's the worst player. Even when Mark Matson and those guys were on. Devin George doesn't contribute anything.
Devin George is always injured. I think how many games did he play last year?
He's around. He's
garbage.
He's a non-baller.
I don't know. He's a good guy. He's a character guy. I guess.
He's not even a character guy.
I don't know.
You go cruising with him. And
I mean, I like to give NBA GMs and sports GMs the benefit of the doubt, but they always do something that'll prove you wrong. You know, like giving Darko Milicic $6.5 million per year.
You know, let's talk about Eric Dampier.
This
7-7.
He's done.
7-7. He's just in there to hang in the West and bang around some guys. That's about it. Him and I didn't know how to pronounce his name. Desana Job.
He's improving.
2 boards and 2 points, 5 rebounds was his line last year. His average.
I'll take those 5 rebounds.
Right? So if he's improving for that, I should hope so. Because
but look at his numbers the year before, though.
2 points and 5 rebounds is horrible. How can you be a center in the league and he's getting PT? He's not just some slack.
He's bringing intangibles to the floor. You don't see these things because you're not a Dallas Mavericks fan, despite what that retro Dallas Mavericks T-shirt says.
I used to be one, but I'm a little disappointed.
So you're more of a Roy Tarpley, Mark Aguirre era.
I'm more the 3 J's with Jason Kidd, Jamal Mashburn, and J.R. Ryder. That's the kind of.
It wasn't J.R. Ryder, my friend. It was Jimmy Jackson.
Damn, I almost got it. Let's talk about a couple other guys. They have Josh Howard. You know, I like this guy. He's a gamer.
Josh Howard is probably their second best player on the team.
I would agree. He doesn't complain. He comes in, gets his 18.7 rebounds. Hello. This guy's doing it. They went and picked up Eddie Jones. Why?
I don't know.
They do something
like I get frustrated when I hear these things, you know? And then it's like, okay, let's sign Eddie Jones. He's available out there. Why would you do that?
You have Jerry Stackhouse to come in. You don't need Eddie
And
Jones.
isn't Eddie Jones a poor man's Jerry Stackhouse?
Eddie Jones is just poor. Why do you have this guy? Do you need to fill up a roster? Because I know you have 15 guys waiting to take up a spot.
And speaking of Jerry Stackhouse, I like what this guy's become on the Mavericks. When he came into the league, they gave him the Michael Jordan tag. He was supposed to score 25 to 35 a game, all that stuff.
Yeah, with the Sixers.
He was with the Sixers. Now he's become a role player. I like what he does. I like what he brings. And he does it quietly
He's
too.
the best sixth man in the league.
And he can belt out a nice little tune.
Okay, does he rap?
Star Spangled Banner.
Really?
That's right.
Let's talk about basketball. I think Jerry Stackhouse, I like him. He's accepted the role, which is key. A lot of these guys don't want to go from starter to bench.
So can we give him the Aura Soropian anti-cancer tag?
We'll give him the answer tag.
No, let's give him chemo. This guy's chemo.
This guy's definitely chemo. I like him because he averages 12 points, but every now and then he'll surprise you with 25. He has it. He's got the touch. He can do it.
Does he have the power though?
No, he doesn't have the power just to touch. Then when they also signed Jamal Sampson.
Son of Ralph Sampson?
I think so. I don't know what and why.
I hope he's a little bit better than his
They're
dad.
trying to pick up some young guys. Here's another guy that went and signed, Darvin Ham.
Darvin Ham? The Yammer Darvin Ham?
I don't even know.
I know you!
I don't even
Let
know.
me just beat you to the punch. All this guy can do is dunk.
I'm not even giving Darvin Ham any love.
When Darvin Ham was in college, he broke the backboard on a dunk.
Good for him, Darvin Ham.
That's a big thing to have on your team.
Darvin Ham is the kind of guy that'll average less than 2 points a game, less than 2 rebounds a game. That's what.
So he's
Darvin
like
Ham
a poor man that's on a job.
He's like, hey, Ham, go get some fouls for me.
Well, luckily they don't really need him.
They have Maurice Ager too. He's actually not bad. He's a good shooting guard. He stepped up a little last year. I have one final thought for you. I want you to tell me what you think about it. What do you think about their coach?
I like Avery Johnson.
I think that he can't take them to the final level that they're trying to go for.
He's a young coach. He's learning on the job. He did something that nobody else has been able to do in Dallas. He instilled defense.
2-0 lead in the playoffs and lost 4 straight to the Heat.
Other than that,
Alright, go ahead.
he's instilled some defensive values into this team. Remember Don Nelson? Let's just outscore the team. Not to be confused with Don Nelson that beat them in the playoffs.
Yeah, alright, good.
But I like where this team is going. Dirk Nowitzki's still in his prime.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna give Avery Johnson 1 more year. Then I'm gonna start the rumors. They do have Nick Fazekas. They picked him up rookie, and they also drafted Reinadas something Ceballos, whatever his name is. I don't expect these guys to get much playing time. You might see a little something from Fazekas, but playoffs definitely. I don't think that. I think their window of opportunity for the championship is closing. They might have 1 more year left.
Not yet. I think they'll win the division again this year.
Okay.
Beating out the Spurs.
Yeah, they're a regular season team.
Yeah.
They're a practice team.
I think Dirk Nowitzki is going to come back this year with a chip on his shoulder. Angry Dirk Nowitzki has a lot to prove. Watch out for Dallas.
Dirk Nowitzki.
Me
Angry.
smash.
We're pissed. All right, well, you heard it right here. He's taking them. I'm not. And Onthebuzzer.com. I still love him.
Poser.